Hey guys, it's Alan again. Welcome back to another Adobe Premiere Pro special effects tutorial. For this episode, we're just going to go over a few more different special effects which I think are really useful for further analysis of your video clips. These really helped me out when I was doing the same course. So the first thing that we're going to do is slow motion. Slow motion is really handy, especially when you have a really fast movement and you want to slow it down so you can analyze each specific part of the movement. The second thing we're going to do is finding still frames from our footage and use that for side-by-side comparison. And the third thing that we're going to do is just take our footage and using Premiere Pro we can find out things such as flight time or the duration of certain events. So without any further ado, I'll see you guys on the computer screen. Alright guys, welcome back to Adobe Premiere Pro. I just have this clip of me jumping from one block to the other. And we're just going to use this as an example today and apply some effects to this video clip for further analysis. So the first thing that I want to show you is super simple. It's just the speed duration effect, and you use this for fast forward and slow motion. And the way you do this is you just right click on the clip that you want to use, go to speed duration, and then now you can enter in whatever speed you want. So let's say I want to do 30%. Press OK. You can now see that this clip has been extended and it looks like this. So this is already super handy, especially if you have a particular movement that you want to really analyze. So for example, if you're looking at an elite athlete do a certain movement, or you want to look over your own footage and compare it to someone else, then you can really nitpick your performance. So let's look at this again. So I can tell that one of my arms is higher than my other, so maybe that indicates that I've got poor shoulder mobility in my right arm, I don't know. And then you can also see this one doesn't go as high. So maybe my range of motion of one arm isn't as good as my other arm. I'm just speculating, and this is something that I wouldn't have picked up if I didn't slow it down. And then the landing, you can see how my arms are, what my landing angle is, and yeah, basically the more you slow it down, the more you can see the movement, and this is really useful in this course. So I just want to really quickly show you guys something. So let's make this back to 100%. So it's just normal speed. And let's just say that I've got a clip in front of it. So this is just the intro that you guys saw before. Now, I'm just going to copy this clip over. So if I right click this clip and make it 30% or just slower, you can see that it extends, right? So if I gave this a little bit of space like here, and then I did the same thing, 30%, it will slow down, but only until it reaches a clip in front of it. So what this will look like now is, and before the clip finishes, it gets cut off by something in front of it. So what this means is that if I wanted to slow something down, I just have to be mindful of whatever is in front of my clip. So how do you solve that? Let's say I have heaps of clips. Like, let's say it's right in the middle of a movie that I'm making, and there's just heaps and heaps and heaps of things in front of it. So what I could do is, because there's something in front of this clip at the moment, because I want to slow it down, I would have to move everything out of the way. So I can click everything, drag it forward, and then slow this down. So it's slowed down now, and then I can drag everything back. But that's a lot of moves to do. So something else that I can do, and this has really, it seems simple, but it's really helped me out before, is I can use this tool here, Track Select Forward tool, or the shortcut is just A. When you click on it, your cursor becomes two arrows, And basically what happens is, if you click on a clip, everything in front of it gets selected. So if I clicked on this clip, these ones aren't selected, but everything else in front of it is selected. This is super handy, especially if you have heaps going on. You can drag that forward, press V, right click on this, speed duration, make that however slow you want, and then ripple delete to move everything back. So that's just a little tip for slow motion. It will really help you guys, especially if you're going back on your clips and doing further effects. Alright, so now that we have our clip of me jumping in slow motion, I'm now going to show you how to use keyframes or still frames. Still frames are really handy if you want to almost screen capture certain movements as they happen. So really simple again, all you have to do is, let's say I want to get a still frame at the apex of my jump, which is around here. All you have to do is right click, go to add frame hold. If you click that, then you can now see that this has been cut into 2 clips. So let's watch this from here. There you go. So from where the frame hold is, we've basically created a still image, and this can be dragged on for as long as you like. So let's Control Z. Whoops. Now, so similar to what I did in the intro, I'm going to take still frames and put them on top of the video so that we can have them for side-by-side comparison. So what I'm going to do is, if I decide that I want to take maybe 4 still frames, then I need to make 4 different layers. Let's make 5 just in case. Cool, so I now have 5 videos going on at the same time. Let's make a still frame here, add frame hold. I can delete this video before because now the video in front is just a still image. Let's keep going, at takeoff, add frame hold, delete the clip before it. Let's keep going, at the apex, add frame hold, delete that, and this one at landing. Right click, add frame hold, delete that. Cool. So now what's happened is we've got this sort of cascading still frame layers, if that makes sense, with the bottom layer still being the video. So now all we have to do is go to each clip and just make it a little bit smaller. Let's make them 20% each. So right now it doesn't really make sense, but you'll see in a second. Cool. Alright, so now we have all of our layers a little bit smaller, so now we can order them around. So let's position this one over here. Let's put them at the bottom. So the next one can go, whoops, click on that, next one can go here, next one can go here, and the next one, the final one, can go here. And then let's say we wanted to crop this so that we've just got a nice black background. So just like from before, we add our crop effect to this clip, and then from the bottom we crop it up. Cool. So now the final effect should look like this. Just like that. Now, this is just for demonstration purposes, but you can use these clips here to do whatever analysis that you want to. Right now they're quite small, but you can always zoom in and crop them and do further analysis on each movement. Okay, so now for the final tip, and this is quite a simple one, but it is pretty useful. Let's say I wanted to figure out my flight time, so the time that it takes, the amount of time that I spend in the air. So how you do this is you go to the point where you are just about to leave the ground. Whoops. So let's go around here. And now using my forward and backwards arrow key, I can actually go through my frames. So right there is when I leave the ground. And if I wanted to, I can add a marker. So just by clicking this, add marker. And then let's scroll all the way forward. Right there, that's when I land. We can add another marker. Cool. So we now have two markers. So if we were trying to figure out how much time this is taking, then I go to the second marker, get my time here, which is just an arbitrary time based on the timeline. So that's 1 minute and 7 seconds, 0.14. So if, let's just say it's 7 seconds and 14.14. So that's 7.14 minus, and then we go back to this one, 7 seconds, 0.01 minus 7.01 equals 0.13 seconds. So just like that, you can very easily estimate the amount of time that I spent in the air. So in this case, it's 0.13 seconds. This is just a handy tool to have if you wanted to, for example, test yourself on how far you can jump or how high you can jump, or if you were training something like a handstand, how long the duration of your handstand is. Yeah, so it's quite a simple trick, but it is quite handy. So that's all I have for you guys today. Again, they're all very simple tricks, but it is good to know, and I guarantee that you guys will be using them in your studies for this module. I hope you guys enjoy the tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!